Hey guys, here's a rhythm lesson where I drone an open D through the entire chord sequence. Click the link below if you want to check out the 12 video series, the episode in the masterclass, also with the tabs in the jam track, and also with a lesson on the solo. So let's look at this really slowly. The first position is based on a D chord. And I take my index finger, string 6, fret 10, take my third finger, string 4, fret 11, I make a shape. Now when I pick across this, I'm only hearing 3 strings, and at the heart of this is the open D that rings through every bit of this progression. Right there. And another key to this is that the index finger, as it arches over, it blocks the sound from the A string. So I can pick the A, but you don't hear it. And then the flesh from this finger is arched over the B string, blocks that sound. And then as my hand sits on the neck right here, it blocks the high E string. I'm going to make a little bit of adjustment on the tuning and then continue. So the first move has me going from D to D sus back to D, which is this, or this. Same idea. But where I'm doing it, it's only 2 notes, and then the D string that rings, so that's the move. See, the sus comes on an upstroke. Now we begin to move down. All you got to do is slide your third finger down 2 frets to 9 and change out the index finger with the second finger on 9 also. So see how that works? Now we keep doing the extension though. I love the way that sounds. It's a nice dissonance. And particularly because it only happens in passing. Then just take that shape and go down 2 frets. The same move we did on the first chord, but now we're coming up 2 frets to stay in the scale. Then one more shape, which references the A chord here, and it also is the same shape that we used up here at the D. So 2 shapes in total so far. Now we move down to the G shape, and I have to do an unorthodox thing here to stay in the scale and do this tritone. But I love the sound of it because it's also in passing. It's very difficult to stretch your little finger up that high down here on the neck. It's also easy to grab this B note, the note on the B chord right here by mistake. I'll show you that. Doesn't sound good to me. So I've worked a lot to try and avoid hitting that by mistake. So that's the G shape, which is the same as the first shape here, and the A. Now that shape again. Going from 2 to 4 on the G string with the little finger, it's the biggest stretch of all. Do the whole thing. Big stretch. And now the turnaround series. However you want to finger this is fine. You could do the little finger and the second finger. You could do the third finger and the index finger, or a little finger and first finger. Just experiment and see how you like it. I think I do it different ways at different times. So here we have the little finger, string 3, fret 4, and the second finger, string 6, fret 3. Slide everything up, so both go up to 7, and then drop back down. The this one's at 6 and this one's at 5. And then back up to 7 and slide up to 9. That's the turnaround. It happens kind of fast. And the key is to try once again to connect the chords. If the gaps are minimized, it just sounds better. And what helps in this is while you're changing chords, you can always have that open D ringing. That's kind of your savior in this. I'll demonstrate how that works. If I really leave gaps, you can see how the D string disguises the fact that I'm leaving those gaps. Just do the best you can. It's always been a challenge for me to connect chords. I've never been the best at that. Lots of guitar players are really great at it, and I work at it all the time. Now see, then I switched out fingers. I started here, and then I gave up the little finger just so I could get more strength and confidence from the third finger. So I'm using the little finger a lot. It was also to kind of give it a rest. It really was. One more time, super slow. Now let's look at the next part of the progression slowly. The beginning of it is based on a C chord, and so I'm seeing the C chord that exists right here at fret 8. But I'm just doing the pieces of it that I was doing in the first progression. So we've got the index finger here on fret 8 on the low E string. We've got it muting the A string. We have the open D string, and then we have the third finger, fret 9 on the G string. And then I'm not really aiming for those top two strings so they don't sound, but if I did, that'd be okay because this third finger is arching over and muting the B string, and then the flesh from my hand curling across the neck here is muting the high E. And the great thing about the rest of this progression is this shape stays the same the whole time. So then you just get into a groove where you're kind of choosing your strum pattern. And the one I've chosen is this. Basically, I'll put it into action here. So we'll finger this, and then we're going to slide down to the G. And slide up to the A. No, slide up to the D. So I'm going to do this really slowly, and you'll see how the strum pattern works. I do an extra upstroke at the end of it, and then when I slide up, each time I slide up, I drag it up one beat late. So it's kind of an A-B kind of style pattern. The downward strum happens one way, and the upward slide happens another way, and it alternates. And the nice thing for your brain and for your hand is that you can just keep this position locked. It's actually a good exercise in keeping something the same everywhere on the neck. So we start at C, down to G, back up to D, down to A. Start over to G, and then we just sit on D. That's a surprise slide that is just basically a turnaround halfway through. So you keep your same shape right here where it's anchored at 10, 10 and 11, and you slide everybody up to 13 and 14. It's a quick move. we start the whole process again, the second half. We go C, G, up to D, down to A. Now we're at our ending. And all I do is I slide this down. F, first fret and second fret. G, third fret and fourth fret. And then back up to home, which is the D. So let's look at positions. Start on C. Index finger at 8. Go down to G, index finger at 3. Go up to D, index finger at 10. Go down to A at 5. At 8. At 3. At 10 with a quick slide up to 13. Repeat. 8, 3, 10, 5. And then to finish out, 1, 3, 10. And I'm only talking about the index finger when I name all these frets. I'm going to do the whole thing super slow. 4. And the thing that makes it easy in some ways is you can keep the D string ringing all the time. So no matter what's happening as you're fretting these notes, you've got this friendly D ringing. And so you actually can take your fingers off and there's still a string ringing disguising any gaps. That being said, you want to try and keep these fretted notes ringing all the time too. That's just good guitar playing.